Hi everyone. Welcome to the recording of the advanced material management. Apologising for the live webinar that didn't work out. We did have audio problems. We tried working through it, just couldn't get it. So this is the recording that we've done. So just quickly, just a safe harbour statement. I'll leave that up. I'll leave that up for a second. This is just to say that this is how things are at the moment. Things may change. Just a bit about Precise. Some of you may or may not know that this is our 30th year. So this is our 30th year anniversary. That Precise has been a ERP solution provider. Yep, we have our own products as well, not just Epicor, but we have our own products that are sold through the Epicor channel as well. A little bit about me. I've got 20 plus years of experience in manufacturing, going through various disciplines throughout the manufacturing area, assembly, leading hand supervisor, purchasing, sales, administration. I did a large variety of things. So I got the user aspect of a ERP system. And then I also worked in IT as an administrator on an ERP system. So I both those things together sort of like provides me with a bit of a knowledge there. On the personal side, yep, I'm still a kid at heart. I like to joke around, and on the weekends, I will love riding my dirt bike with my son, if I can get hold of him. So what's on today? Working with advanced material management to increase the efficiency of material movement. What we'll be doing is we'll be looking at the using auto fulfillment, using the fulfillment queue, utilizing the material request queue, using the sales order to pick up picked orders. So we're looking at the pick and pack kind of like process to see how advanced material management can streamline it, and how the handhelds could be utilized within this process. So we'll have a quick look at some of the handheld screens, and so prerequisites: advanced material management license, obviously in Kinetic. That's what we're going to be looking at today, and to use the handheld Epicor warehouse mobile management license would be required. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at it in Epicor. Okay, so I'll just go over a quick couple of things. So with advanced material management, there's a few things that would need to be set up in the site configuration. You need to set up part allocation templates, and these part allocation templates are used. Automatic fulfillment. So yeah, you select that for sales orders. That's what we're doing today. That it'll use a sales order allocation template, and then the part allocation template, that is this one here. Let's have a quick look. What it does is it has a look for demand type orders, and it'll allocate it to the greatest team of warehouse heroes. That's the warehouse team assignment, and the warehouse teams, have those employees that can actually have the allocated work. I'm actually allocating it to a particular user. It'll be Charles L. Johnson, who I'll be playing today, and I want to release it to pick. You can also obviously enable cross-docking. So that's how I've set up the template. And if we go into an order now, I've already prepared an order, so we'll go into that order. It's a fairly simple order. Okay, so well, it was needed by yesterday. Let's change that. Need by tomorrow. Whoops. Yes. So, and update all my lines. Okay, we'll have a look at what lines we have. I've got like 5 lines there. And so that's all the requirements. When you're using fulfillment workbench, so first of all, what I'll do is I'll show you like the manual kind of way and then the automated kind of way. So with a fulfillment workbench, what you generally do is you reserve and allocate. This will bring in all the parts that are required. Okay, then you refresh fulfillment, and you can see here that it says that the order is 59.8% fulfillable. The first 4 lines are 100%, and this last one is 20%. And you can see likewise here how much is to be fulfilled. Nothing's released for picking or allocated or anything like that at the moment. And that would be done by clicking reserve and release for picking. And that'll then put it in the material request queue to be handled by the material request queue manager. I'm not going to do the process manually at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and go put it into the fulfillment request queue. So what I want to do is send it to fulfillment request queue. And so it's sent to the material request queue now. And that's waiting for a process to happen to go through and pretty much do the fulfillment workbench actions as we set in the allocation template. So if I come back here and open up the automatic process and we run that. Now this can be run continuously every minute, so that basically it'll just, if you submit something within a minute, it'll actually action it. So this is going through actioning it now, having a look at all of the requirements, seeing whether or not any of the materials available, and then it will put it into the material request queue. It'll allocate it to the material request queue for me. Okay, and so these are all of the parts that were on that sales order. Let's see the demand. So sales order 6049, and it looks like there's a remnant one for 6048 as well. So these are all of the parts that need to be picked. Now, I'll show you later at the end the screen also on the handheld, and you'll see that these parts come up on how that comes up on the handheld. I'm just showing you in Kinetic at the moment. So basically, this are all of the picks that need to happen. You would pick them. I selected them all. I'm going to process them. So this brings up the move transaction, so I'm getting all the parts. This is the correct area. Yeah, quantity is correct. I might change the quantity if it says 22. However, when I go there was only 21, obviously, to change that. So this is just automating the pick. Now, okay, this should be the last one. Yeah, all of these have been completed now. So that actual that actual sales order's been picked. I think I've still got the fulfillment workbench there. So let's have a look. If I refreshed it. Oh, oh, yeah. You can see that it's been that they've now been picked. So this sales order's now been picked. As this sales order's now been picked, then we can go into the customer shipment. And to make it easier, we don't want to redo our work again. So what we do is we bring in picked orders, have a look at what the picked orders are. These are all for Addison. So the one that we wanted was 6049. It'll automatically select all of them in 6049, and you can deselect if you want. So create the pack. Okay, so at this stage now, it's been picked, it's been packed. So you haven't had to re-enter in the information because it's already been done once. And if we have a look at our lines, they're all of our lines. Obviously, you could print the pack slip. I'm sure you're all aware of that. And I'll just mark it now as shipped. And that is the pick and pack process through advanced material management. Now, one of the major benefits that I can see in this is you don't have to. There's only one button you're going to have to click at the order entry level when you're actually submitting it to the fulfillment queue, and also it'll automatically go through, and you won't have to allocate it as a material queue manager, because generally what will happen is it'll come into the material queue manager. This is the manual way to do it. It comes through to the material queue manager after you've released it for picking, and then you basically be assigning it to a team or assigning it to an employee. But if you remember at the beginning, we'd assign it to Charles, who was in the greatest warehouse team ever or something. And I was able to automatically pick that up. So this sort of like gets rid of the requirement for the material manager to come in and do it, because you've already set up how you want it to be done, and it'll automatically do it. Now we've just really gone through a pick and pack, so we haven't gone through jobs or anything like that. But the one of the main benefits of the advanced material management is just the different movement requests will come in, and they're managed through the material queue. And the material queue is available, obviously in Epicor with the screens that you've just seen, the material queue manager and the material queue, and also in the handheld. So let's jump over to the handheld just quickly. We'll have a look at what that looks like in there. So this is a handheld screen. I've got favorites, and my favorites are material queue, picked orders, and adjusting inventory. If you haven't seen the application before, it's available on handheld, so you can do it on an Android phone or an iPhone. This is on my Samsung. And there's heaps of bits and pieces in here. All I'm really interested in at the moment is having a look at a few different things. One of them I'll look at, it's the material queue that we were looking at before. And oh my. Have to log in again. My apologies. Okay, so let's have a look at material queue. So here's the material queue. So these ones here aren't ones that are allocated to me, but I don't have any more that are allocated because we've already done them. But so from here, I can select the ones that I want to deal with. These are purchased to stock. So these are parts that have been received. Sorry, yeah, that have been received into stores and now needs to be put away to stock. So I'm going to select those two. Whoops. No, I don't want to select all of them. I just want to select a couple. And then if I come into my material view, now I can see them here. And you can set this so that it'll automatically do the required, enter the required quantity. I haven't got that set up at the moment. And I'm only going to do 30 anyway. And I'll save that. Okay, and yeah, so it basically brings up the same screens that you saw before, pretty much. So it's very intuitive. Let's just have a look at the picked orders as well while we're here. Shipping and picked orders, so we can see what that screen looks like. Same kind of thing. I'll just have a look at the orders. Fine. These are the ones that are left. Are they all Addison? Yeah, they're all Addison. So what I could do is select them all, process the orders. Process order. Do you wish to view the generated pack? No, not really. Whoops. Okay, I did something wrong there. Okay, well, thank you very much for attending. I'm sorry again about the live one not working. And yeah, thanks for your time.